You know, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but people do judge a book by a cover. If the cover looks like ass, you're not gonna watch it. If you see a movie and you watch the trailer and it looks ass, you're not gonna watch the movie. Even when you're scrolling on Netflix, you see the cover photo and you're like, that's trash. You're not gonna watch it. So people do judge a book by its cover, and they do the same thing when they're meeting people. If you look well put together, you got a nice physique, they automatically make an assumption like, oh, you really that guy? Oh, you got your body together. You must have everything else figured out. That's how that shit works, dog. And it's the opposite too. If you a fat shit ass, they think you fat. Now they're like, oh, bro's probably broke. He probably stank. If I get a little closer, he gonna smell like goddamn ass. They're already making all these assumptions. Aura isn't about being loud. It's about being felt. And when you're on Body Game, they will surely feel you. And today we're talking about the 3 main reasons why they will feel you on Body Game. Why that Body Game gives you aura. Y'all know the deal. It's basically O, aka Cole Brown Official. We start number 3 and we go down to number 1. So number 3 is it triggers primal nature. Now, you know, society nowadays, they'll try to push this stuff. Oh, body positivity. I like a dad bod. I like a little cushion, a little pillow when I lay my head at night on his big pregnant belly. They'll make it seem like she like all that fat on you, but she really doesn't. And it's in her nature. Just like it's in our nature, when we see a big belly, we're turned off by it. If there's no baby in that belly, why is it hanging out like that? We don't like that. It disgusts us. It disgusts men and it disgusts women. We can sit here and lie and say, oh, body positivity. I like some fat. Even these big bags be liking a guy in shape. I promise you. I done had some big bags try to slide on me. I'd be like, the audacity. And I know some brothers that are ripped in shape and they still be taking on big bags. Now, that's never been me. I like to only do my heavy lifting in the gym. But she is repulsed by that fat, sloppy body. She's repulsed by an extremely scrawny body looking like you haven't ate in weeks. She wants that nice lean body with some muscle on it. And it's in her primal nature to be attracted to that. It's in her primal nature to be turned on by that guy that looks like he has the capacity of giving her strong offspring. And this is why I always tell you guys, like, a lot of you guys get caught up in, man, I don't have the best genetics, man. I'm not 1 in 1,000. I don't have no genetics like Larry Wills, or I don't have the David Lay genetics. I don't have the Chris Bumstead genetics. Man, I'm screwed, Cole. I look like a shit ass, Cole. I mean, my parents, man, they look like shit asses too, but I'm like, maximize your genetics. How do your parents live? How do they eat? How do they go about their day? If you actually maximize your genetics, you would look better than most of these people. You would have that physique that turns on that primal nature. She gets turned on by it. You ain't got to be nothing crazy. You don't have to be anything insane. The Body Game would definitely make her feel you on a primal level. They might say, you know, I like a dad bod. I don't mind a dad bod. But I've talked to many girls, and behind the scenes, they're not checking for it. I've talked to quite a few women, and they told me, like, Cole, I got with that one fat guy, and it was the last. You know what I'm saying? Or I've talked to some women, like, oh, I tried it a couple times, but I just couldn't get into it. One girl I heard, she said, you know, I like them, but I don't like having sex with them. Do you really want to be on that type of timing? She likes your personality. You're nice. You get along. But she like, deep down, this coochie don't get wet for that pregnant belly. You know what I'm saying? I don't get turned on by that. He doesn't look like he would give me some strong kids. He look like he gonna give me some kids that gonna be shit asses. And I don't want that. That don't turn me on. And that's the harsh truth. You know? So you gotta have that physique that turns into a freak. Going on to point number 2. People will project status onto you. What do you mean, Cole? People will think you're doing a lot better in life when you have a good physique. Like, I remember when I worked at a soul food restaurant, everybody thought I was running it. Like, some people thought I was the owner. And I'm like, dude, I'm 20 years old. They think I'm owning a restaurant. You know, some guys really out here hustling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm slacking when I get on social media sometimes. You'll see a 17-year-old owning restaurants and crazy shit like that. But they used to think I owned it sometimes. They're like, oh, you the owner? Or they always thought the Camaro in the front was mine. And I think a big part of that, they see the physique. They're like, oh, this dude's disciplined. Oh, he really on his shit. If I was some fat bum, they wouldn't be like, are you the owner? They'd be like, hey, man, the toilet is clogged up. Can you go? You know what I'm saying? They don't even put you in that position, that high status position. But when you have that good physique, they automatically think higher of you. They automatically, oh, are you the owner? Oh, is that nice car in the front yours? A big part of that is the physique. You know what I'm saying? And, that one guy addressed, he talking about, oh, Body Game, that's low status. It's like, no, a lot of times people think you higher status when you have a nice physique. You know, even the old gym I go to, I remember a lot of my friends, they had nice cars and stuff like that. And I remember one of the dudes like, man, I know Cole got a nice car. I know Cole got a nice car. And I'm like, dog, I ain't never had a nice car. Like, I got a decent car now. But like, my past two cars was '03 Honda Civic and the '03 Camry. You know what I'm saying? Now, the '03 Honda Civic, that thing was beat. That thing was beat, man. But, you know, when a girl really into you, it don't matter what you driving. That thing used to be shaking, sounding like it's going to break down, but it would get me home. You know what I'm saying? And some chicks got them in the back seat, you know what I'm saying? Even in the '03 Honda Civic, man, I got pulled over so many times in one summer. I got pulled over like 4 or 5 times in one summer. And everybody's like, Cole, you look like you got that car that look like you selling drugs out of it, Cole. So that's why you keep getting pulled over. I don't know what it was, man. How you get pulled over 4 or 5 times in one summer and don't get a single ticket? That's beyond me. But yeah, a lot of people think you're higher status. Like last gym I went to, they just think I drive a nice car. Why do you think I drive a nice car? Because they see the physique. Oh, he really got his shit together. Oh, he probably make a lot of money. They automatically start to make a whole bunch of assumptions. You know, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but people do judge a book by its cover. If the cover looks like ass, you're not gonna watch it. If you see a movie and you watch the trailer and it looks ass, you're not gonna watch the movie. Even when you scrolling on Netflix, you see the cover photo and you're like, that's trash. You're not gonna watch it. So people do judge a book by its cover, and they do the same thing when they're meeting people. If you look well put together, you got a nice physique, they automatically make an assumption like, oh, you really that guy. You got your body together. You must have everything else figured out. That's how that shit works, dog. And it's the opposite too. If you a fat shit ass, they think you fat. Now they're like, oh, bro's probably broke. He probably stank. If I get a little closer, he gonna smell like goddamn ass. They're already making all these assumptions. So don't listen to this bullshit where they do like, oh, you know, real guys that hustle, they don't have time for this. I'm like, that's goofball shit, dog. That's bullshit. And I tried to get the dude to come up. He declined it, of course. You know, obviously he was going to decline it. He did. And I know some people like, Cole, you shouldn't even get that attention. I'm like, shit, it's good for the algorithm, all the comments in the section. And I think it makes good content. I like talking shit to these shit asses because I think that really shows you how people are coping. It's one thing to say, oh, people are coping, but when I can actually show you a prime example of a motherfucker in the comment section coping, I think that's a beautiful thing, man. I like to talk my shit, man. So that was number 2. Perceive you as higher status, dog. And even like when it comes to guys that have a lot of status, when they're fat, they don't have that same level. They don't have that same level of respect. It's like the guy with the super nice car. A guy can have a super nice car, but if he's overweight, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, when a girl gets with you, you got a super nice car, she taking a picture of the car, she don't even want you to be in the photo. When she dealing with a guy that got the nice physique that turned to a freak and he got a nice car, that's when she wants to take a photo of the car. She trying to post you. She trying to do everything. You know what I'm saying? She trying to get cuffed up quick. The big fat guy with the nice car, she's just trying to ride in the car for the experience. She really don't fuck with your ass like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to play the long game with her. And she still might not be turned on by you. And last but not least, number 1 is you are hard to ignore. You are hard to ignore. You'll stand out. You'll get more compliments. You'll get more attention just off the body. You know, and I remember when I was working at Firehouse Subs. And I've had this multiple times. Like, people come up to me and they're like, why are you working here? You know, now your boy look good, but I think a big part of that was they see the physique. They're like, man, you got a nice physique. What you doing here sweeping floors? So then that made me think higher of myself. Like, why am I here sweeping floors? Like, I could be doing so much more with my life. Why am I here sweeping this floor for like $8 an hour? So, and this kind of goes back to the higher perceived status. People automatically think you're better than what you are. You become harder to ignore, you get more attention. Then that starts to boost your confidence. Then you start to believe in yourself more. And that's the most important thing. Like I said, the 4 foundations of fulfillment. You got faith, you got fitness, you got freedom, and you have fellowship. Number 1 is faith. When people keep reminding you, bro, you got that shit, dog. And that's a good feeling, man, especially you guys that lost weight. You went from being super overweight to losing weight. A lot of times you get a couple compliments and you're like, damn, I need to keep this shit up. You know, it sounds good to be like, oh, I just care about what I think. I don't care what nobody thinks about me and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, like, we are social animals. We do care what people think about us sometimes. Now, it's important to know how to filter certain people out. Should I care about their opinion? Should I care about their opinion? But when you have good people like complimenting you, when you have good people like keep it up and encouraging you, that's a very positive feeling. And then you just keep getting better and better, dog. You keep getting better and better. Like, for me, I always had a high standard for myself when it came to athletics, because at a young age, people always see me being very athletic. They see me always performing at a high level. So I always had that high expectation for myself, so I would never slack off, man. I was thinking about it today, man. When I was playing football in high school, I remember my senior year. The coach said, we aren't going to stop running until Cole gets tired. And the reason why I wasn't tired was because I was just doing CrossFit a couple months before that. In the spring and some of the summer, I did CrossFit training at the Y. And bruh, they was working me. You know what I'm saying? Some of them workouts, I felt like I was about to die. So then once I got to football, I was like, man, this shit is easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this shit is easy. So I'll be out there sprinting, outrunning everybody. And everybody else like, man, go, you a try hard and yada, yada, yada. And I was just like, man, I already done been through this before. And it's the same way with compliments. Like, I feel like some people are delusional, but once you start getting compliments, you start to think higher of yourself. Now it's important to have high belief in yourself, but at the same time, those compliments do help you believe in yourself more. So sometimes you need some evidence to really feel like you that guy. And body game is the best evidence you can possibly have. Because you got to put in that work. It takes time. It takes a couple years to really get that physique that you always wanted. And it's a very do this, get this result. It's not rocket science. If you really put in that work in the gym, you're going to get that result. So going through it again, man. Number 3 is it will bring out the primal nature of people. People have that primal nature to be disgusted by a fat belly, and they are turned on by that wide shoulder to hip ratio. If you got very narrow shoulders, you can work on your shoulders. You can work on that back, get some wider lats. You can make your body look more appealing. And that's why I always say this kind of goofy. How guys will focus on all these surgeries. I need to go to Dr. Miami. I need to go to Dr. Miami, Cole. They'll focus on all the goofy shit when they haven't even got their body together. The body game is 90% of looking better. I promise you, dog. Guys be like, man, I'm ugly. It's like, dog, have you ever been below 20% body fat since the age of goddamn 18? A lot of guys think they're ugly. It's like, bro, you just been fat your whole goddamn life. You've been fat your whole life. You've been eating shit your whole life. So now your skin's all greasy and you got this double chin, triple chin. Like, shit, if my face was like a fucking oil rig and my chin was like 3 chins, yeah, I'd be ugly too. You know what I'm saying? It would turn on that primal nature. Then number 2, people will project status on you. They'll think you're doing a lot better than what you're actually doing. Like I said, man, when I was working at this soul food restaurant, people automatically thought I was the owner a lot of times. I'm like, dog, I'm 20 years old. Like, why you think I'm the owner? Or they would think that I have a nice car because it was always a Camaro, and I should have bought it off her. Dog, I should have bought this Camaro off of my boss because she offered the car to me. She like, Cole, I want like 15, 16,000. And I was like, look, I got you. I'll buy it in cash. Just give me like 4 months. I'm going to buy it all in cash. Because I had the money saved up, but I'm like, I'm not trying to be straight broke. I had like 20,000 saved up at the time, I believe. So I'm like, give me some time. I need to have more savings. So I'm not going to buy this car and be completely broke. So I'm like, give me a couple months. And this was like time when inflation started hitting like a crazy. Inflation started hitting like crazy. Next time I talked to her 4 months later, she's like, yeah, I want 18,000. I'm like, 18,000? Goddamn. How you going to bump it up $3,000 on me? But I was seeing online. I could have sold that thing for like 22, 23,000. She's like, it's still a good deal. You should take it for 18,000. But like, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I really should have bought that car though. But everybody thought that was my car because it was a nice Camaro and it had these crazy rims on it. So everybody came in there, bro, I like your car. I'm like, you talking about that Camry in the corner? You talking about the '03 Camry? Oh, I thought that was you, bro. I'm like, nah, that's not me. Not yet. It never was me though. You know what I'm saying? But automatically, they thought highly of me, and a big part of that was my physique. And then last but not least, you're hard to ignore. You're hard to ignore. You get more attention in real life, on social media especially. If you know how to take photos and you have a nice physique, your photos are going to get more traction, I promise you. When I post a shirtless photo on Instagram or Snapchat, they always get way more views. And that's a big part of dating apps too. If you can show off your physique a little bit, not in like an extreme way, like you damn near naked in every single photo, but like if you can show off your physique subtly, You're going to get way more matches than all the other guys if you got a nice physique and you got a decent looking face. Your face ain't even got to be all that crazy. You know, I know I look good, but I ain't like the nicest. I'm not the best looking dude. You know what I'm saying? But that physique, the physique can work some wonders now, my brother. But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.